Hello, everyone. If you're watching this, congratulations. You found the best content ever. I'm just kidding. I'm just checking to see if the stream is working. I'm working on my own today. Trying to get my chat up and running so I can see it. And I can see it now. Kind of. I'll just have to check the chat every now and then manually, unfortunately, but... Alright, so, my name is Steven from Simply Nerdy. We are here playing Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I started streaming it last time around launch day of Nintendo Switch 2, but I quickly realized that I could not stream this in 2 hours. That was the plan. There's so much content in here that proved to be impossible. So, we're going to continue right where we left off from the last stream, because I don't want you to have to pay for this. This should have been a pack-in title, and that's what I firmly believe. So I'm here to stream the whole thing, so you don't have to buy it. You can just experience it through me. However, I said at the end of the last stream, or maybe in a discussion later on, but this game has actually pleasantly surprised me. I'm actually having a really good time with this game. At least with the mini games. I mean, the quizzes are hit and miss sometimes, but it's really good. So let's just get right into it. Enough yapping. Let's play. So let's head over to this first quiz. Let's see what it's about. Did you know that there are a lot of North and South poles contained within the parts that make up HD Rumble 2? Do you know about Nintendo's history with rumbling cartridges? Well, here are some, are you interested in learning about these things? Yeah, I'm interested. Let's go. Great, here's HD Rumble 2 Insight 3. Have at it. Boing, 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 boing. Sweet, let's check it out. Multiple north and south poles. Strong vibrations require strong magnetic forces. As such, the Nintendo Switch 2 system's HD Rumble needs strong magnets. Wow, I'm off to a great start. Its magnets are stronger than those used for the Nintendo Switch system's HD Rumble. However, it's not just a strong magnet. A normal magnet consists of two poles, a north pole and a south pole. But the magnets in HD Rumble 2 have multiple north and south poles. Whoa. And by combining several of these magnets, we get a magnetic force that's stronger than that of two-pole magnet. Wow. Quiet, Rumble. Shh. If the rumble is too strong, things can get a little noisy. Good. Buttons and other parts may rattle into each other. This isn't ideal, of course. So he took various measures to ensure that it's not too noisy. The parts are attached with double-sided tape. This prevents gaps from forming. Our goal is for you to feel the vibrations as much as possible. Special effort is made to prevent individual parts from colliding with each other. Nice. Nintendo and Rumble 2. Nintendo's been making game cartridges with Rumble for a long time. What's a cartridge? Well, you could say they're the precursor to modern-day game carts. 1999, Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. 2005, WarioWare Twisted for Nintendo Game Boy Advance. 2006, Drill Dozer for the Game Boy Advance. Oh my word. Am I that old? 2005, Nintendo DS Rumble Pack. With these cartridges, the cartridge itself was rumbling. Sometimes the game cartridge itself has been able to rumble. Looks like you read everything nice. Alright, I'm about to take the quiz. Checking for comments. None. Okay, but I did have a Discord notification. And likes. Dang it. I'm just kidding. I might actually close that and keep my YouTube still open so I don't have any noises that distract me from you all. Alright, let's take this quiz. What better reward could there be for reading all that text in a quiz? Oh yeah, that's what I love to do. Insights quiz. 3 questions. HD Rumble 2, Volume 3. Next. Question number 1. What do the magnets held within the HD Rumble 2 parts contain a lot of? North and South poles. Question number 2. Joy-Con 2 buttons are attached to other parts with double-sided tape, stopping vibration from doing what to the buttons? Making their text unreadable. Absolutely. Rotate. You know what? If my A and B buttons rotated, that would be a concern. Make them flip. That's even more of a concern. Rattling them into other parts. Question number 3. In the past, Nintendo made something pictured here that could vibrate. What is it? It's a game cartridge. Done. Now give it to me. 1000% correct. Perfect score! Amazing! Alright, done with that one. Full marks. Impressive. I think that makes you quite the authority on H3 Rumble 2. Why, thank you very much. Give me that stamp. Excuse me. Alright, next one. Have you ever wondered about the curve on the side of the Joy-Con 2 controller? Nope, but now I have. Now I am. Or about the long LNR buttons? Oh, wow, those are really long. Now I have. I'm interested. Great, here's the Joy-Con 2 Insights 1. 1, 2, 3. Let's read the first one. Bigger, but still easier to use. You know what? Actually, there's been times when I have... What game was I playing? I think it was Tears of the Kingdom or something. But my hands would like naturally... My hands naturally rest on the LNR buttons. So it gets me into trouble in Tears of the Kingdom. As you may have already noticed, the Nintendo Switch 2 system is larger than the Nintendo Switch system. Hallelujah! For that reason, the Joy-Con 2 controllers are also larger than the Joy-Con controllers. Hallelujah! But we felt that if we did... But we felt that if all we did was make the controllers bigger, they might have become more difficult to use. So we made a number of adjustments to make sure that the new size wouldn't hinder... their functionality. For example, making the Joy-Con 2 controllers bigger meant it could be harder for some players to reach the LNR buttons. Oh, okay. That's fair for accessibility because I have huge hands, but others might not. Makes sense. So we're extended the length of these buttons. That makes sense. Another issue is that the corners on the bottom of the controllers would press into your hands. Yeah, we solved that by rounding off these corners and smoothing out the angle. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a little bit steeper of an angle. In addition to these changes, we tested... Sorry, I'm getting over a sickness of some kind of cold. We tested various button positions, millimeter by millimeter, to make them easy to press. Man, these buttons are amazing, okay? Huge step up. In short, we put a lot of effort in making sure the larger Joy-Con 2 controllers would not be a problem. They're a good job. They're designed to be easy to use even for people with smaller hands. Nice. Very nice, but they're especially nice for people like me with mammoth hands. Just humongous. One way we made the Joy-Con 2 controllers easier to hold is by making the LNR buttons longer. This makes these buttons easier to press even when you're using mouse controls. To make these longer buttons feel satisfying no matter where you press them. Nice. We built 2 shafts, each of which contain a spring. Nice. Go ahead and press the LNR buttons in various spots to see how they feel. They feel really nice, guys. Yep, makes sense. I feel those 2 springs. Alright, they contain 2 shafts. The new C button. Boop. We're going to do that right now. The Joy-Con 2 has a new C button that lets you quickly access the game chat menu. The name of the button may make you think it's similar to the A and B buttons, but it's actually similar in function to the home button. Yes, I've read that. Now you've gone through the insights, let's do a quiz. Alright, Insights quiz, 3 questions. Joy-Con 2 controllers, volume 1. Question number 1. What change has been made to the Joy-Con 2 controllers so that they remain easy to use despite their larger size? The LNR buttons are longer so your fingers can reach them more easily. The number of buttons has been reduced to make them lighter. Nice! That's wrong. Sharper angles have been added so your hands can grip them more easily. Special gloves are now provided so that anyone can play. I want to see those gloves, man. Okay, 2 of these are right. Let's see, it's made it so that they remain easy to use despite their larger size. Both the L and R buttons are longer, so your fingers can reach them more easily. That was one of them. So was the other one, but I can only do one. How have the L and R buttons have... Oh. Alright. Let me just start over. How have the L and R buttons been modified to make them satisfying no matter where you press them? A pleasant sound now plays. 2 shafts have been added. The buttons have bumps and grooves. They now require a great deal of force to be able to press. They have 2 shafts. Question number 3. What is the name of the Joy-Con 2R controller's new added button created for Game Chat? The C button. Done. Give it to me. 1000% correct. That's what I thought. Oh, man. You can't quiz me. I'm unquizzable. I'm really good at this game. All right. That's correct. All answers. Good job. Looks like you figured out quite a bit about the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Yes, I have. These are amazing pieces of technology. Fancy meeting you here. Thanks for taking the time to read so many of our insides. No problem. All right. Now what should we do? Let's see. Have I completed everything down here? Nope. I did not do this demo last time. What is this? Who are you? Why are you here? Why do you exist? I'm just kidding. This is a tech demo, not a mini game, but it's still a pretty cool experience. HD Rumble 2 simulates the balls rolling around. Yes, this is what I want to know. It's built both to Joy-Con left, Joy-Con right. That means double the rumble. Let's go. It should feel as the source of the rumble is moving around physically. Nice. Yes, I do want to try this out. What? Use the system in handheld mode? I can't do that. Sorry, guys. You won't be able to see that demo. But if you've felt the balls rumbling around in 1-2 Switch when the Switch 1 launched, it'll probably feel something like that. All right, we've already done all this. Okay, so for your convenience, did I do this last time? I guess not. What? I guess I haven't done that yet. Did I skip that last time? Interesting. So, anyway, what I was saying was, for your convenience, I have already collected all the stamps in the entire game. Well, off stream, that's all I did. Collect all the stamps off screen so that I could focus on, so I could access the entire area of the game. So, but we will probably go over those here in just a minute. The Nintendo Switch 2, the Nintendo Switch 2 systems controllers are called Joy-Con 2. Oh boy, we're starting. I should have done this one first. But they're more than just controllers. Each Joy-Con 2 controller contains its own computer that's capable of many functions. For example, it has memory for storing data. What? It compiles data on certain Joy-Con 2 features. This includes data on the buttons, control sticks, mouse sensors, amiibo, and more. Oh. They can send data to the Nintendo Switch 2 via Bluetooth. Nice. And receive Rumble data from the system. Okay. That's what allows the HD Rumble 2 feature to feel as great as it does. Well then, thank you for that memory. So you see, Joy-Con 2 is as much as a computer as it is a... Wait, what? Each Joy-Con 2 controller contains a computer. Nice. Accelerometer. Each Joy-Con 2 controller has a built-in accelerometer. It is used to detect what way and how far you've moved the controller. To get a little more technical, it determines the direction and the strength of the force acting upon it. Gravity is another type of force which pulls all things on the planet downward. The accelerometer uses gravity to tell which way is down. Combined with the gyroscope, which knows which way you've turned it and by how much, it can work a lot out. For instance, in games where you need to shake the Joy-Con 2 around, it can tell how you've moved it. Dang. That's cool. I did not know that. Gyroscope. The gyroscope inside the Joy-Con 2 knows which way and by how much you've turned the controller. However, it does not know which direction the controller is facing at the start. Before the game starts, the gyroscope takes note of its own orientation for reference, And with the accelerometer knowing which way is down, it can figure out how the Joy-Con 2 was turned and which way it's facing now. That is cool. I learned something new right there. Everyone who's ready to get solid, take a fun quiz afterwards. Insights quiz. 3 questions. Joy-Con 2 computer. Let's go. Question number 1. Which of the following can be found inside the Joy-Con 2 controllers? A microphone, speakers, a computer, hope. Ooh! Hope can be found inside. What can you tell using the Joy-Con 2 controller's accelerometer? Today's weather, the heart rate of the holder. Which hand is holding the controller? Which side is facing downward? That sounds alright. Question number 3. What can the Joy-Con 2 controller's gyroscope tell you about the controller itself? If it's dizzy or not. Nice. How much it was turned and which way? Which way it's initially facing. Wrong! That is not what it does. Hey, no. Done. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. 1000% correct. Perfect score. Amazing. Thank you very much. I can't believe I missed this one. Thank you so much. Dang. That's, oh, there we go. See? I knew I'd find a lost item. I've been trying to, I don't know what the lost items are about, but I tried to collect all of them as well as I was collecting all the stamps prior to streaming this again. And I'm sorry, I really dropped the ball. I said I was going to stream last weekend. That did not happen. I apologize. There was a whole lot of family activities and things I needed to be with the family for, so I just did not take that into consideration. I thought I'd have more free time after all those events, but I had less free time than I anticipated. All right, we're going up. What we're going to do is we're going to quickly, before we move on, so that is, I believe, the right Joy-Con. We're going to fast travel to the up button on the left Joy-Con so I can talk to this person here and return this lost item. Well, thanks for returning us in. I have a feeling there's somewhere out there a lost item needs at home. So there's still more I gotta do. Okay. Alright, let's go back to our stamps. Let's go. Let's go here because I don't know why this hasn't been done, but I assume it's because we also have to undock. Maybe. Maybe not. Experience the sound coming out of the... Did I do this? Okay, maybe not. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna put the Joy-Con right by the microphone. So there's just 2 systems. Each rumble can produce sound. Hear your experience firsthand how these vibrations turn into sound. Please mute the TV. Yeah, the TV's muted because I can't hear anything. You can though, but here we go. Wow, that's so cool. Jeez. That is crazy. Dude. That's crazy, man. I love that about the Joy-Con. So cool. I swear I did that demo for you guys last time. I'm sorry. You got that sound just from the Rumble, right? It gets me every time. No, seriously. It's so cool. I didn't do this quiz either. Man, I must have been really... If you'd like to learn a little something about the mouse sensor, you've come to the right place. Oh, here we go. Here you can learn about how the mouse sensor lenses are customized. Nintendo's mice of the past And a few more interesting little factoids. Does that interest you? Yes. Great, here's a mouse sensor inside too. Boing, 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 boing. Oh man. Invisible light. The mouse sensor doesn't have just a camera. It also has a light. Whoa. Calm down. This invisible light, known as infrared light, is used to illuminate surfaces such as a table or your lap. Fun fact about this invisible light. It may become visible when viewed through a smartphone camera. That's cool. Custom lens. Normally a mouse's camera focuses so it can clearly reflect the immediate area. However, this is not the case for Joy-Con 2. This is because the height of the Joy-Con 2 changes slightly depending on if a strap is attached or not. That is enough to blur the focus, preventing the camera from capturing the surface clearly. So in order to focus with or without the strap, it includes a custom lens. See, this stuff is interesting to me. I love hearing about the engineering behind this stuff. Here on the Joy-Con 2 controllers, we applied 2 small sheets. These sheets are called mouse feet. These mouse feet make the Joy-Con 2 easier to slide around. They also have them on the what do we call it? The straps. The Joy-Con 2 controller can function like a mouse when you stand it on a surface such as a desk. It reverts back to the typical controller when you pick it up. So cool! You can experience this in games that support mouse controls. I can't wait to do this with Metroid Prime 4. Supposedly it's super cool since you can change on the fly from mouse controls to the traditional dual stick. I'm so excited to try it. Suddenly it's a mouse. Indeed. The console analyzes the data from the mouse, sensors, and accelerometer. It uses this data to check whether the Joy-Con 2 controller has been placed on a surface or if it's being held in the air. The home menu supports mouse controls, so you can give it a try there. Boop. Nintendo and mice. Long time ago, I know this story. I've used this, I think. Nintendo used to sell its own mice. There it is! Oh! My boy! There was the Super NES mouse in 1992, and the N64 mouse exclusive to Japan. I was going to say, I'd never seen that one. In 1999, incidentally, the mice of old used the ball which rolled around inside. I remember that. I remember using the SNES mouse, and I had to constantly open it up and clean out that ball and blow out the insides so that Mario Paint would work. And Nintendo, yes, we do need a new Mario Paint now that we have 2 mice in our hands at all times. Okay? I hope you are about wrapping up production on that. Nowadays, the mice are far easier to use. There's no need to roll balls all over the place. Close. Alright, thanks for taking the time to read all that. No problem, sir. Let me grab a drink since I'm coughing all over the place. Now that you've read all the insights, you can take a little quiz. Yes, I would. Insights quiz. Mouse sensors. 5 questions. Volume 2. Question number 1. The mouse sensor not only uses a camera, but also which of the following? Infrared light, UV light, high capacity memory, ultrasonic microphone. It is actually infrared light, guys. Question number 2. A certain part of the mouse sensor has been customized to be different from a standard mouse. Which of the following parts is it? The lens. The privacy shutter. Oh, there's a shutter. The film reel. That's funny. The recognition engine. No, the lens. Question number 3. What is the function of the 2 small sheets on the Joy-Con 2? To help it slide better. To make it waterproof. Nice. To prevent static electricity. You know what? That might be a problem. To prevent slipping. Wrong. Just to help it slide better. It's actually to cause slipping. You can use the Joy-Con 2 as a mouse simply by placing it on a surface. How do you change it back to a regular controller? Press the A and up buttons at the same time. That'd be a pain in the butt. Thank you, Nintendo, for not doing that. I wonder if these are actually considered at one point. Oh, that's really bad. Lift it off the surface. Say, Nintendo Switch 2, change back, please. Into the console microphone. Call a friend for help. Just kidding. It says ask a friend for help, but it sounds like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I got the reference, Nintendo. Good job, developers. Lift it off the surface. Question number 5. In what year did Nintendo release its very first mouse? Oh, jeez, I wasn't paying attention. It was definitely 1992. It wasn't 96. It's too late. 2006. Nope. That was a long time ago. 2017. Nope. I'd say 1992. Done. I was not paying attention, but I still got 100% perfect score. Amazing! Congratulations, you got them all right. I'm glad I could play a role in your mouse sensor education. Well, thank you very much. I have a feeling I'm not going to make it at the end of this stream. We might have to stream it a third time. Man. All right. Have I done everything on this Joy-Con before I move on? I just want to check. I can't do that mini game. It looks like I have. I'm going to try and move on. Yep, I've done that. I can't do this one because it requires me to undock it and play with the, if I can guess what angle the Nintendo Switch 2 is in. If I can put it at a 30-degree angle, 45-degree angle, and what not. So, yep, we've done that. We have not done the strap yet, so we will go. I'll make it easy for you guys, because traveling here is a pain in the butt. All right, so this is, oh boy. This is the area we have not done yet. So I will check all the stamps so you guys know what these parts are. This is a plus symbol and a minus symbol. All right, let's talk to you. First off, a quick disclaimer, this is not a minigame. I know. It's an attraction that simulates the experience of sawing. Oh. As your saw moves back and forth, the HDMI feature will create realistic vibrations. You can try sawing really quickly or take your time to savor the thrill of working with your hands. You know what? It's a thrill to work with your hands, guys. If you haven't done it before, I highly recommend it. HD Rumble! Oh, it's a mouse thing. It's a good thing I have kind of a table next to me. Alright, here we go. Click. Oh, wow. Whoa. That's crazy. What the crap? Fell a tree quickly. I'm sorry, that sounds terrible. I'm on a really rough surface. So, I'm really sorry. You can just imagine that's the Joy-Con rumbling in my hands. Actually, here, I can just use my leg. I can use my leg. I lied. Sorry, guys. I will need to use this surface for the other mini games, but whoa, that's weird. That's cool. Boink. Thank you very much, Mr. Demo. How was it? Oh, it's so cool. Yep, this game's cooler than I initially thought it was going to be. Okay, so it looks like I did just start this one on accident. And I thought I'd read a couple things and do the quiz later, but then I was like, man, you all want to hear this information. So I stopped. I never did this again, but I'll do it again for you all so you see it too. Attaching or whoa, my gosh, my sickness. Attaching or detaching the strap is easy. The Joy-Con 2 strap attaches to the controller. And then you loop the strap around your wrist. Nice. This lets you hold the controller safely as you play and not hit anybody right in the eye. Press the Joy-Con 2 release button to easily detach it. Like that. Nice. With the release button. The strap helps with mouse controls. It does. That's a true story. You'll want to use the Joy-Con 2 strap when playing a minigame that requires you to shake the Joy-Con 2 controller. It also comes in handy when using the Joy-Con 2 mouse controls. The strap makes the controller less likely to fall on its side. Yep. It gives it a much more flat surface. And the pads on the bottom and the and the pads at the bottom make it easier to slide. So you might imagine it's double helpful for games that require both motion and mouse controls. Small locking mechanism. Let's take a look at that top part that attaches to the controller. It contains a locking mechanism made up of small parts. When attached, it moves and locks into place like this. And it attaches like this. There's a very tiny spring that holds it in place. Please don't break. I'm just kidding. The strap contains a small spring that locks it into place. Okay. Well, then allow me to reward your enthusiasm with the quiz. Oh, trust me, there's plenty of enthusiasm to go around about this one. Insights quiz. 3 questions. Joy-Con 2 strap. Volume 1. Question number 1. What can you do safely with the Joy-Con 2 controllers once you've looped the Joy-Con 2 straps around your wrists? Use motion controls. Use them as a two-way radio. Tie them together. Ooh, I like that. Wear them as bracelets. We should do a video. Use them as a two-way radio. Use motion controls. That's the answers, ladies and gentlemen. Question number 2. Aside from the motion controls, what other feature is easier to use when the Joy-Con 2 straps are attached to the controllers? Chat. Oh, absolutely. The touchscreen. Clearly. AC Rumble 2 absolutely enhances AC Rumble 2, or the mouse controls. Question number 3. The tiny springs found inside the parts that attaches to the controller are for what purpose? Decolorization. Decolorization, what did you say? Decoration. To keep the Joy-Con 2 controllers from moving when placed on the surface. To lock the straps to the Joy-Con 2 controllers, or to catapult erasers. This one. Done. Cha-ching! Do you guys remember last stream that I had one quiz that I could not pass to save my life, and it was really dumb. It was very embarrassing, so I won't bring it up anymore. Cha-cha! It looks like there are some more Joy-Con 2 straps inside out there. Was that there before? I don't know. All right, let's check this. This is the player LED lights. All right, let's talk to you. Did you know that the Joy-Con 2 straps are laced with fiberglass? Whoa. Plus, they're woven together with a complex stitch. Well, frick, I want to know about that. It's such, the technology in this thing goes above and beyond. It's just crazy. Whoop. Sorry, just making sure the stream's still working, because it looks like it was very behind on my screen. Fiberglass. The part of the Joy-Con 2 strap that attaches to the controller is fairly thin. If we had made it out of a normal plastic, it would have easily bent. So, oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. We interface the fine glass fibers or fiberglass into the plastic. Oh, man. We did our best to make sure that this part does not bend. The part that attaches to the controllers is reinforced with fiberglass. Dang. Quiet, even when vibrating. Close to the part that loops around your wrist, there are 2 small pieces of rubber. Let me look. Yep, there they are. Okay. Alright. When these pieces of rubber are pressed firmly against the Joy-Con 2, the rattling noises that comes from the Joy-Con 2 when it vibrates is reduced. Oh, that makes sense. So you see, even little pieces of rubber have a purpose. Well, debatable. I'm just kidding. Running stitch, Tighten stitch, zigzag stitch, sateen stitch. Sorry, my bad. I'm really tired. Take a look at the part of the Joy-Con 2 strap that loops around the wrist. No. It passes through a part that attaches to the controller. Yes. It ends up meets, and the ends meet up here, and it forms a loop. Yes. On its own, this would be a problem. That's because as the loop spins around, this part would bump into the strap. Yep. The strap lock would become difficult to move. Yes, absolutely. Our solution. I made sure the loop doesn't spin at all the way around. Nice. Oh, I see that. Yeah, okay. Wow, I didn't look at that closely. We used a sewing machine to sew this bit together. Yeah, like that's crazy. That's awesome. And that's not all. Oh, that's not all. We wanted to make sure that this sewn part is tear resistant even when pulled. Nice. It's a complicated stitching pattern, running stitch, sateen stitch, and zigzag stitch. Running back to running stitch. Oh dear. Goodness gracious. Their attention to detail is crazy. After all that reading, I'd say you're ready for a quiz. I guess so. If you say so. Inside Squiz, 3 questions. Joy-Con 2 Strap Volume 2. Question number 1. The plastic used for the part of the Joy-Con 2 strap that attaches to the controller is combined with which material to stop it from bending easily? Fiberglass. Dietary fiber. Rubber. Iron fillings. Ooh! It's definitely iron fillings. Question number 2. What are the 2 pieces of rubber on the Joy-Con 2 strap for? Decoration! Man, there's a lot of decorations in here. To quiet the vibration. To amplify the vibration. That's one I never heard before. To be used as a fake mustache. I've never heard that one before either, but let's just calm down about that one. That's a little too far out there, Nintendo. But I'll pick it. I'm just kidding. It's to quiet the vibration, guys. Question number 3. What was done to the part that loops around your wrist to prevent it from turning? It was sewn together with the sewing machine. It was glued on. It was made out of a gel. Wow. Nothing in particular. You know what? Yeah, let's just do nothing about it. I like it. It was sewn together using a sewing machine. Done. Give it to me. Perfect score. Fantastic. It's a perfect score. You know so much about the Joy-Con 2 strap now. Boom. Yeah, for real. Who knew? Jeez. Phew, I need to step up my exercise routine. This venue's so big walking around it really gets the pulse pounding. I believe it, man. Jeez. Check that one. Here's the rubber cap. These rubber caps help to muffle the noise produced when the Joy-Con 2 controller vibrates. Should we go on the strap? Yes, you can. Talk about exercise and a whole bunch of nothing. Look at that. But don't worry, it's going to be worth it because there is a mini game that I have not played yet because I saved it for you guys. And also, I just want to make sure there's nothing else down here. Cover. The cover wraps around where the strap ends meet. And you probably have something interesting to say, but I will not. Alright, that's it down here. Yes, I see at least 1 medal indeed. I'll get this open for you so you can play. Sweet. If you'll indulge a short, yes. I pushed A before I finished reading that. As your mouse skills improve, so too should your speed and accuracy. Hence the conception of this minigame, which strips down the gameplay to its bare fundamentals. All you need to do is click on the target. It should be a stroll in the park. And oh, here's the catch. In this game, you'll need lightning fast reflexes. Crap, I'm doomed. Too slow and you won't get the clear medals. And this minigame has been minified to maximize your mouse mobility. Well, I am doomed. Alright, this is when it might get a little noisy with the little chair I'm using. Alright, let's go. Here's where the fun starts. Click on the target as quickly as possible. Fetch, man. Ah! I didn't even get to the... Well, my gosh. The surface sucks. Alright, we're gonna have to problem solve this. I didn't even get any medals for that. Whoa. Okay, I'm just gonna, like... Yeah, buddy! Jeez. Try again. I'm not backing down. I have to at least get... Wow. Yes! Exactly 0.4 seconds. Can I do it faster? Nah, I shouldn't. I already got the 2. Alright, we're good. We're good. We're good. We don't need that again. That was the fastest minigame I've ever done. Man, if you watched the previous stream, I really struggle bust my way through those minigames. And that's something else I learned about the last stream. I played too much minigames to perfectionize my playing. And I shouldn't do that. I should continue going through the game. But I do want to see what this other one is. Just because I unlocked it. In part 1, there was just a single target. And in part 2 has the... Moses! I lied. Maybe I will do the... Yeah. These other ones I do on my own time to perfect my skills. But I give you at least one version of the demo so you... Or minigame. So you know what it's like without torturing me. 1, 2, 3. Well, that sucked. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Whoop. 1. Yeah, I swear, maybe it's the lag in my display or something, but I'm trying to find something to blame. Okay. Your real problem is get good. I know what you're saying. You have a point. My gosh, man. I gotta get at least 1 medal before I move on, okay? There we go. Alright, we're good. Oh, but I was so close to second. Alright. No. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. My surface sucks. Oh, come on. My surface sucks. Oh my gosh. Whoa. I overshot that one. My surface. Whoa. Alright, we already know. I can do it. I can do it. I can put whatever I... Whoa! Whoa! I jumped the gun on that one. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! 1, 7, 5. No! Gosh, man! No! 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait. Yes! Yes! You saw it here first? I'm the record holder. I'm just kidding. I'm sure someone out there done it way better than me since I had to use this awful surface. My surface last time was way better and not as noisy. I don't know what that sounded like, but hopefully that wasn't hard on your ears. The such swiftness of click. Your mouse talent grows more by the minigame. Why, thank you. And here it is, part 3. Holy crud, 37 medals. I forget it, man. Forget it. Whoa, I'm going the wrong way. Let's turn back around so I know where I am. Oh, nope. No. That's going to take me to a place I cannot. That was... so if you go down on the right, then you'll go on the lower part of the strap and you'll get stuck right about there. Then you have to walk all the way back and then walk all the way back over. And it's terrible. I made that mistake only once and I'll never do it again. I'm never making that mistake again. Excuse me, sir. Move out of my way. Alright, we're going down here now. Alright. Mouse foot upper. The strap's larger mouse feet can make it easier to move a Joy-Con 2 controller around like a mouse. Just double checking there's something under here. There is. Whoop. Alright, the locking mechanism. I don't need to talk to you. Alright, moving down, we see 2 guys in yellow shirts. They're yapping about something. And then here you have... Do I have anything on that? Nope. That's just the last stamp. And it is the mouse foot lower. The strap's larger mouse feet make it easier for Joy-Con 2 controller to... like a mouse. Yes. Alright, we're going back up. Actually, I think we're done with this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast travel. Alright, so we did all that. We did that part. We're moving on to the back cover. No, we're not. We're going down this elevator to the very bottom to... There we go. Let's start from over here. And we've arrived at... I'm just kidding. And here's the dock. Alrighty. We're at the dock. Let's look at this stamp here first. This is the air intake, lower left. And over here we have another stamp. A couple of stamps, actually. This is the story of a girl. Air intake, lower right. Who cried a river and drowned the whole world. Why she looks so sad in photographs. Absolutely love her when it's a land port. That's your land port. When she smiles. Bam, bam, bam. All right, let's see what this is. Now, maybe you can't rightly call this a... I know this is just a demo. Yeah. Just gotta speak into the Nintendo Switch 2 microphone. After a small delay, your voice will bounce back at you. It might even come back a little different from when it left. Well, this is not going to be very cool because I don't know what it's going to sound like until I watch this stream later. But you guys don't know what it sounds like. So let's go. Hello? Hello? How are you? I asked you first. Oh, that's really smart. Saying everything I say.
Oh, that's really
You're
smart.
an idiot.
Saying everything I say.
You're an idiot. Anybody want a cracker? I don't know what that sounds like, but I'm sure it sounds really cool. I don't know what that sounds like, but it probably sounds really cool. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Simply Nerdy. Nice. Let's see. I don't know what to say as a monkey. I don't even know if that's what this is, but it sure looks like a monkey. Tarzan. Yep, I still don't know what that's talking about. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. I am Astrobot. Didn't even get that. Echo your voice for 5 seconds. Holy crap. Well, let's just keep talking and keep talking and keep talking. Keep talking and keep talking, keep talking, keep talking, keep go, 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 go. Oh, it's 5 seconds, not 5 minutes. Still. Give me the achievement. Did I just cancel it? Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Simply Nerdy. I'm your host, Steven, and joined today by Austin and Anthony. And today we're talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 because we're trying to echo your voice for about 5 seconds. So here we go. We're talking about 1, 2, 3, Animal Crossing 4, 5, 6.
Welcome to another episode of Simply Nerdy. I'm your host, Steven, and joined today by Austin and Anthony. And today we're talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 because we're trying to echo your voice for about 5 seconds. So here we go. We're talking...
Ha-ha! There we go. Well done. I have no idea what that sounds like. Only you guys know what that sounds like.
I have no idea what that sounds like. Only you guys know what that sounds like.
Till after the stream. Boink. Echo generator. Oh, do you have fun playing with the sound of your voice? I do like talking. But you have how many clear medals? You caught up to me? Ah! They put a rival in the game. Let's see. Let's do a quiz. Is a dock just a fancy word for a stand, or is there more to it? And why is the back of the dock rounded? Interested in finding out? That wasn't really a good sales pitch, but yes. Alright. Check that one. The dock is more than a stand at first glance. Just kidding. At first glance, the Nintendo Switch 2 dock might just look like a piece of big plastic. but it's actually much more than just plastic. It's plastic. I'm just This is the one thing about the Nintendo Switch 2 I thought was a cheaper build. Everything else feels super quality and super premium, but the dock is still like, meh. That's just my opinion. Everyone can have your own opinion. That's totally fine if you disagree with me, but anyway. It can change video signals from the Nintendo Switch 2 console into signals that your television can receive. It has 2 USB ports letting you use multiple kinds of devices. Sure does. I still want to try a mouse. And allows you to connect to the internet via a LAN cable, which is super nice. Quite the convenience. Yes, that is nice. Good job. That is the one plus on the dock, is it comes with the built-in LAN cable. I don't have to buy a separate accessory for it. Just like the OLED dock, which I do have. And that is really nice. Let's take a... Alrighty. A revamped dock. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock is designed for use with the Nintendo Switch 2 console. This means that it can't be used with the Nintendo Switch console. Oh, okay, I was going to... Actually, I did try to dock it. It did not work. At first glance, the new dock doesn't look so different from the Nintendo Switch dock. But on the inside, a lot has changed. It needs to keep up with the Nintendo Switch 2 console's rapid video signals. Also, now that the dock is bigger, if you try to force the Nintendo Switch console into the Nintendo Switch 2 dock, the control sticks on attached controllers might get stuck. Yep. I detached it first, and then I tried, and it still didn't work. In short, please don't try to insert any Nintendo Switch console into the Nintendo Switch 2 dock yet. Too late. Conversely, the Nintendo Switch 2 console cannot be used with the Nintendo Switch dock. I haven't tried that yet. The Nintendo Switch 2 console uses a lot more electricity than the Nintendo Switch console. So even if you could connect it, it would exceed the Nintendo Switch dock's power capabilities and simply wouldn't work. That makes sense. Please make sure to only use the Nintendo Switch console with the Nintendo Switch dock, and only use the Nintendo Switch 2 console with the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. Each dock their own, I suppose. The dock fan. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a cooling fan inside. Gosh dang it. This prevents the dock from getting too hot and allows the Nintendo Switch 2 console to perform at its best. But there's more. Also, the base of the dock is raised about 2 millimeters. Whoa. And there are also many holes on the underside of the dock for probably. The console and the dock's fans draw air. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. In through these holes. That's probably an ugly noise. I won't do that anymore. And through the gaps on the sides. Oh, nice. Okay. This helps the inside of the console and the dock stay as cool as possible. Thank you very much. I do want my system to stay cool. Do not break it or bend it. If you look at the back of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock, you'll find it has rounded edges. This dock has a much more rounded shape to it than the Nintendo Switch dock. Yes, it sure does. Look how, pointy that old dock was. Jeez. Why is it rounded? Well, first of all, it looks better. It's so that the release buttons on the Joy-Con 2 controllers are easier to reach. That's a true story. Nice. When the Nintendo Switch 2 console is inserted into the dock, detaching the Joy-Con 2 controllers should be easy. The dock isn't rounded just because it looks cuter that way, but it does. It looks nice. It looks more premium. It doesn't look like a big, sharp square. Now you can take a fun little quiz. Do you want to take that quiz? Take the quiz. Insights quiz. 4 questions. Nintendo Switch 2 dock, Volume 1. Question number 1. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock serves many purposes, but which of the following does it not do? Send signals to the TV. Provide additional USB ports. Enable internet access. Use infrared communication. Yes, 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 no. Question number 2. Which of the following can the Nintendo Switch 2 console use? The Nintendo Switch dock, the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. Question number 3. What are the holes on the bottom of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock for? To reduce the dock's weight, of course. No, it's to let more sound out. No, it's to show people what's inside. To take in air. Yep. Question number 4. Why is the back of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock rounded? Yep, to look cute. That's exactly what it told me. To make the dock more stable? Absolutely. It's definitely more stable. To make the Joy-Con 2 controllers easier to detach? Yeah, debatable. To follow the curvature of the Earth. You know what? That makes sense. Done! I'm celebrating before I even know if I did it. Good job! Perfect score! Amazing! That's what I'm talking about. Alright. Whoa, you've passed with flying colors. You must really know your way around the dock now. Cha-ching! Thank you very much. I'm making my own sound effects since I can't really hear. Well, when I say I can't really, I cannot hear the sound. For some reason, I don't know. I need to figure out my setup. Oh, and it looks like there are more Nintendo Switch 2 dock insights for you to read up on. Sweet. Well, then I'll just go on over here. I don't think you were here before. Have you noticed those little bumps near the system connector on the dock? No? Well, you've at least noticed that one of the 4 feet on the right dock is different from the rest, right? I didn't notice. Good, good. Here's Nintendo Switch 2 Dock Insights 2. 1, 2, 3. A ridge and some bumps. If you look into the Nintendo Switch 2 dock from directly above... Okay, I've done this once. I was trying to put my Nintendo Switch in there. You'll see a mechanism around the connector that makes it easier to insert the Nintendo Switch 2 console. Here in the middle, there's a narrow ridge. And here are 2 little bumps here to the left and the right. Yep, I noticed that. You take a close look on the Nintendo Switch 2 console. Aha! Matching holes, ladies and gentlemen. These guides connect the console to the right position for the fit into the dock's connector. First, chink. The ridge in the middle of the dock fits into the identification of the console's indentation. Oh my word. On the console's underside, lining them up. Next, left and right bumps fit into the console's other indentations for even more precise alignment. Good. These bumps sit on top of a small stand which is supported by springs. Nice. The connector only comes out when the stand is pushed down by the weight of the console. When the connector at last emerges. Nice. That's how I imagined it worked. The console connects the dock via the connector. With such a mechanism, even if you get a bit sloppy when inserting the console in the dock, it should still work. Yep, I like that. Slightly raised spots. The underside of the Nintendo Switch 2 console is a little rounded. Down here, near where the system connector in the dock goes, there are spots that are slightly raised. If the positioning is a little off when the console is inserted into the dock, these raised spots will come in contact with the inside of the dock. Without this raised spot, the ridge on the dock might slide off, the rounded part of the console and bend. Additionally, the connectors may not be inserted properly. Oh, okay. Nice. Whoa. With this slightly raised spot, we've ensured that the console will not get stuck. Jeez. I can read, I swear. One of the 4 feet. Only one of the 4? On the underside of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock, there are 4 small rubber feet. These rubber feet prevent the dock from sliding when the console is inserted. This may sound great, but if the cable connected to the dock snags and the feet catch, the dock might the dock might tilt and fall over since it doesn't slide. Bonk. So, we've modified one of the 4 feet. A bit of plastic sticks out slightly more. If the dock tilts slightly, the plastic will touch the floor. It will slide over a little bit, making the dock less likely to fall over. Interesting. This tiny extra piece of plastic comes in very handy. Gee whiz. Excuse me. I'm picking up my dock now. I'll try not to disconnect. There you are. What the crap? That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Set me back down. There we go. Get my controllers back in my hands. Okay. Thanks for reading all that. You're welcome, sir. Now give me a quiz. Now that you're up to speed, let's have a quiz. Let's go. Do you want to take it? Heck yeah, dude. Let's go. Insights quiz. 3 questions. Nintendo Switch 2 Dock, Volume 2. Question number 1. The ridge and bumps in the Nintendo Switch 2 dock allow the Nintendo Switch 2 console to be inserted in what way? Backwards, with little force, along with another console? My gosh. With some imprecision. Yes. My goodness. Guys, do never do that. Do not put multiple systems in that thing. I mean, good luck doing it, first thing. I mean, I'm sure users find a way to do everything. On the announcer word. Question number 2. On the Nintendo Switch 2 console, some raised spots can be found around where the system connector on the dock goes. What are they for? To make it look more interesting. To prop the console up. To stop the console from getting stuck. To make the stand easier to open. I'm pretty sure it was this one. Honestly, I don't remember that one. Question number 3. How many of the 4 feet on the Nintendo Switch dock are deliberately slippery? Only one of them. Done. Oh, I thought I failed. I was gonna guess I failed. Perfect score! Sweet. First try. Nice. Now you got a perfect score. Doesn't your brain feel better for having that little bit of extra knowledge? Not really. It's kind of useless knowledge, guys. But sure, I do feel good about my useless knowledge. Let's go! Oh, I'm supposed to take the elevator. Alright, we're getting there. What's this? Back cover locking mechanism. Nice. Alright, I don't know if I can do this or not. Let's find out. Here's another mini game, people. Say, you ever tried looking for individual pixels on a 4K screen? It's tough with my eyesight, I'd tell you, especially with the 4K TV screen. There's so many little things, but even then, it's not too surprising. That is difficult. Pixels these days look like tiny little specks. We reckoned it'd be nice to give you an idea of just how small they really are. That's the gist of this mini game. There's 5 little pixels to find in total. Think you're keen-eyed enough to spot them all? I don't know because I'm not on a 4K screen right now. I am looking at a laptop because my setup won't allow me to do that right now for some reason. So I don't know if I'll be able to do good at this minigame or not. Oh, here we go. Choose the level of brightness at which the pixel is barely visible. Let's do a 5, I think. Because yeah, there's no way. I can't see these. I'll have to do this on a 4K TV. Dang it. I want to do this, though. Dang it. I'll do that later. Goodness, I'm sorry. That's like the first mini game where I literally... Well, I guess it's the second that I literally cannot do. But you get the idea. You look for a pixel that's moving in those little areas. The Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter is pretty powerful, but its cable is thin. Excellent. Here are how the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter insides. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Let's go. Removable cable. The Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter's cable can be detached. This means that when you want to carry the AC adapter around with you, you can easily stow both parts. I really like that. Thank you. That's kind of annoying with the original. Small yet powerful. The Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter is much smaller than the Nintendo Switch AC adapter. I know. However, it can output a lot of power. Compared to the Nintendo Switch AC adapter, it is increased by more than 1.5 times from 39 watts to 60 watts. Jeez. It's small, but mighty. Alrighty, here we go. Thin and flexible. Use the USB-C charging cable for the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter. It's thinner and more flexible than the Nintendo Switch AC adapter cable. Whoa. This makes the AC adapter convenient and easy to pick up nicely on the go. Yep, I've noticed. It's easy to wrap the cable up gently as shown here. Yep. If you have a Nintendo Switch AC adapter handy, compare the flexibility of the two cables. The cable is thin and flexible. You've got everything great. That's interesting. Yeah. We have for quizzes. Anyone who has finished? You want it? Yes. Insights quiz, 3 questions. Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter. Question number 1. Which of the following traits is true of the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter cable? It is 100 meters long. It can be stretched. It's detachable. It's transparent. It's detachable. It's transparent. Darn! Whatever happened to those transparent things in the 90s? Those are cool. What does the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter have more of than the Nintendo Switch AC adapter? Cables, size, power, angles. Power. Question number 3. How does the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter cable compare to the Nintendo Switch AC adapter cable? It's thicker and stronger. Wrong. They're the same cable. Wrong. It's thinner and more flexible. Also wrong. What are you doing there? All 3 answers are wrong. Just kidding. All right, the results are... I did it. Perfect score, Mason. You're on fire, no mistakes at all. I see you've learned a lot about the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter. Bam. Thank you very much. And here we have the AC adapter port. Well, what do you know? And here we have the air vent. All right, we're going to go down this escalator. Hopefully there's another mini game or demo that I can actually do. Here we go. I see you've got at least 2 medals. Man, the bar's low. That means the demo's all yours. Ba-ching! Why, thank you. So this is more than a demo of... Oh my goodness. Yes, I know. It's a demo. The Joy-Con left and Joy-Con right each have a mouse sensor. This means it's possible for you to use mouse control with both of them at the same time. Have some fun splashing water around. You can play two-handed, or you can pass a Joy-Con 2 to a friend. I don't have a friend here with me. That's a missed opportunity. So, oh man, I'm gonna have to use both mice. I'll move my microphone. I'm gonna. Might sound really bad. Hope not. Click. Oh my goodness. Okay. Bah. Okay, I see. Okay. Alright. Yeah. I'm not even using. Goodness, I'm not even like used to using 2 at once. No, take that. Rika. Let's see. Change the stage. Wink. Okay. What is going on? Left. Right. There we go. That's better. That will help me. I'm like, man. Eliminate every stage to maximum brightness. Oh, I definitely did not do that. Next stage. Go, 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 go. I don't know if I did that one either. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I definitely didn't do it for the other one. Yep. That's the maximum brightness. Yep, nope, no way. Ooh, oh, I did it! Oh, nice! Man, this really... My brain needs to learn how to track that. Goodness. Especially when my left and right Joy-Cons are swapped on the screen. You make a real splash with those two mice there. Not really. Man, that was really bad. Ultra fast 4K HDR 120 hertz. Yes, I am. Then here's the TV output Insights 1. Yes. This is what I want to know. Ultra high speed. The Nintendo Switch 2 system comes with an HDMI cable. This cable is an ultra high speed HDMI cable. As the name suggests, it can transmit data very quickly, and indeed, the cable needs to transmit a lot. And I mean a lot of data. The sharp and detailed picture of 4K, the video displayed with its bright light HDR, and the smooth images, 120 hertz sent to your TV. To achieve all of this, it's a compatible game and TV are required. 120 hertz supports up to 1440p, 60 hertz is up to 4K. I'm struggling. All right. 4K, yes! In terms of the TV image output, Nintendo Switch 2 is compatible with 4K resolution. A 4K image is made up of mini dots or pixels, 3,840 horizontal and 2,160 vertical. That's 4 times as many pixels as the Nintendo Switch. It's the most ever for any Nintendo console. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. If you have both the game and TV that are 4K compatible, then you can look forward to having a sharp and detailed picture. Oh, trust me, it looks really good. It looks and runs a lot better than what you're seeing here. So I'm sorry for the limitations of my hardware. When the Nintendo Switch 2 consoles outputs video to the TV, it can do so using very bright light. Devices capable of this are HDR compatible. HDR is short for high dynamic range. The Nintendo Switch 2 console can use approximately... Oh wait, sorry, not the Nintendo Switch 2. The Nintendo Switch console can use approximately 16.77 million different types of light and color. Meanwhile, the Nintendo Switch 2 console can use hundreds of millions. If you have an HDR compatible game and TV... It's now possible to display bright, intense light, and it looks gorgeous. The screen you're looking at right now is a simple image that doesn't use HDR, correct? If we were to enable HDR, it would look like this. Note, this image is just for reference. Yep, it looks so cool. In the non-HDR image, there's very little difference in brightness between the most vivid parts of the explosion and the area around it. Meanwhile, in the HDR image, you're just sent to another world. The brighter areas can shine very brightly while the darker parts remain unchanged. It can even create subtle differences in darkness and in dark places. I added the word "and." However, the brightness and output will vary depending on the TV and the TV settings. I did it again. Try to find the viewing setup that works best for you. And right now it is not using HDR, unfortunately, because it just doesn't look good for stream. When connected to a TV, Nintendo Switch 2 can produce an image that changes at high speeds. Up to 120 times per second, in fact. So we can say that the screen is 120 hertz compatible. If you have a 120 hertz compatible game and TV, I do. You'll get the appearance of a smooth movement as the picture changes quickly. The Nintendo Switch changes images up to 60 times per second. So a rate of 120 times per second means that the movement looks twice as smooth. Yes. This video is shown as just an example, but 120 hertz is supported. Mouse movements will appear much smoother. Looking around using the right stick will feel smoother. And as you scroll, the screen will look smoother, and so on. And that's not the only benefit of playing games that support 120 hertz. The world appearing to you Wait. The world appearing to you 1/20th of a second faster could give you an advantage during intense gameplay. Yes, that is absolutely true. Which is why Smash Brothers needs an update. I mean, it got something of an update, but I don't know if it got 120 hertz update. You've read all the insights. Nice. Let's go. I think it's time for a quiz. Insights quiz. 4 questions. TV output. Volume 1. Question number 1. The HDMI cable included with the Nintendo Switch 2 is what type of cable? Standard, high speed, premium high speed, ultra high speed. Question number 2. The Nintendo Switch 2 is compatible with which of the following resolutions for TV output? QQ, VGA, 4K, 4K, what? 4DK, Y2K. Y2K. I like it. Question number 3. How many different combinations of light and color is the Nintendo Switch 2 console able to use? Hundreds of millions. Question number 4. When the images on the TV change rapidly, how does it start to look? What? When the images on the TV screen change rapidly, how does it start to look? Ah, I see. Healthy. It's definitely healthy. Sneaky. No. Vibrant. No. Smooth. Yes. Done. Drum roll, please. All right. Oh, you breezed your way right through that. Way to go. Your TV output skills are coming through loud and clear, Stamp. And now there's a new one. There's not a lot of minigames over here. Maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but I've got my eye on a certain minigame here. What? That one up there. ALLM is some fascinating stuff, huh? Speaking of fascinating, how about how images appear on the TV? Are you interested? Sure. Ah, yeah. I was hoping you'd say that. Here's TV output insights 2. Wait. Check it. Easy to use without any setup. Some TVs include special settings suited to games. This is sometimes called game mode. That is true. This makes the images less prone to lag, which makes playing them easier. When it comes to Nintendo Switch 2, you may not need to enable such TV settings manually. It automatically switches the TV to a mode that's suited for games. This is also known as being ALLM compatible. ALLM stands for Auto Low Latency Mode. However, this feature is not only available for ALLM compatible TVs. The system is set up to automatically make games easier to play without having to change any settings. Nice cheek. Interacting with the TV. You don't need to. I'm just kidding. Nintendo Switch 2 exchanges more than just images with the TV. It interacts in all kinds of ways. The console is what's called CEC enabled. CEC stands for Consumer Electronics Control. When you power on the Nintendo Switch 2 system, the TV will automatically turn on and the input mode will change. That is true. And when the TV is turned off, the Nintendo Switch 2 system will automatically enter sleep mode. Nice. This feature can be found under System Settings on the home menu, and it's called Match TV Power State. Not only that, but the TV will also display Switch 2 when switching input to the Nintendo Switch 2 console. With CEC compatibility, the Nintendo Switch 2 console is easily recognized by the TV. However, the capability of your TV may vary from model to model. You'll need to check the TV's instructions for more information. Yep. Change the video signal. When you play on a Nintendo Switch 2 system connected to a TV, various electrical signals are out. Various electrical signals are output via the USB-C Type-C connector on the console. The signals won't normally show up on the TV. Not without a little extra help, anyway. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock picks out the video signals, converts them into different video signals called HDMI, then sends the video signals to your TV via ultra-high-speed HDMI cable. The dock does a lot of heavy lifting. Nice. How pictures get to the screen. When you connect the Nintendo Switch 2 console to a TV and turn on the power, images appear on the TV screen. You don't say. You might even think that the console is doing some kind of magic. Oh, it's simply outputting signals to the TV. But in fact, all kinds of processes are going on between the console, the dock, and the TV. When the console is turned on, its information is transmitted to the dock, which then transmits the signal through the cable to the TV. The TV then responds and says, "Get the frick out of here." I'm just kidding. The TV then responds and says, "Give me more." And the dock replays that response back to the console. So you see, the console and TV communicate through the dock. At this point, the main unit asks the TV through the dock what kind of video it can handle. And the console TV says, "I can handle anything you can dish out, sonny." The console receives the reply via the dock, and the console decides what kind of image to display. And my end says, "I'll give it the best quality that I got." Finally, the image is output from the... Whoa! The image is output from the console. I don't know. Converted by the dock, then displayed on the TV. It's just some of this English. I'm like, am I reading this wrong, or does this sound weird? All sorts of processes are handled in a short span of time before the image is displayed. Or maybe a little bit of both. You read everything? Thanks. No problem. Let's do this thing. It's time for a little quiz. What I call a quiz. Insights quiz. 4 questions. TV output. Go. Volume 2. Question number 1. Up! That was really dumb. I thought... we'll just do a very, 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 very bad score. Alright, let's do it again. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Insights quiz, take 2. 4 questions. TV output, take 2. Volume 2, volume 5. Take 2. Question number 1. When you connect a Nintendo Switch 2 console to an ALLM compatible TV, what happens to the TV? It gets an alarm feature. It acquires touch controls. It switches to a special gaming mode. Question number 2. What's it called when the Nintendo Switch 2 console communicates with the TV in ways other than video? ABC enabled. I like it. NFC enabled. CEC enabled. WC enabled. That one. Question number 3. What does the Nintendo Switch 2 dock do with the video signals sent from the Nintendo Switch 2 console? It ignores them. Absolutely, 100%. Sends them back to the console. Yeah. What does the Nintendo Switch 2 dock do with the videos sent from it? Okay. It sends them straight to the TV. It converts them for the TV. Yes. It converts them for the TV. How do the Nintendo Switch 2 console and the TV communicate with each other before the video is output? They speak verbally. Absolutely. They use Joy-Con 2 controllers? I hope not. They'll definitely use a lot more battery. They use the dock. They email each other. Absolutely. Done. Results. Cha-ching. That's right. Let it rain confetti. Nice. You aced that test. Quiz. Pardon. You must be a TV output genius by now. I am. Thank you. Give me that. Yeah, buddy. All right. And I think... Oh, yeah. And here's your HDMI port. I'm pretty sure that is the end of the dock, ladies and gents. Let me just double check. I've done all the stamps on here. Yeah, done that one, done that one, done that one. Yep. Okay, it's time for the camera. All right. Let's check this guy. This is the operation LED. The camera is actively capturing footage while this LED is lit. Remember that. It's important. Lens. This is the camera ring slider. You can turn the slider to cover up the lens because you don't trust anybody. Let's start this quiz, I suppose. Why does the camera have a stand? And how does the camera make it easier to display your face? I don't have a camera, so this will be interesting. Here's the Nintendo Switch 2 camera. It's been specifically designed for the Nintendo Switch 2, so whether you're playing in TV mode, tabletop mode, or handheld mode, it should be pretty easy to use. Bam, 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 bam. If the camera is connected via the console's upper USB-C type connector, you can change play modes without even having to disconnect it. Nice. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera is designed to be easy to use. Absolutely. USB-C cameras. If you want to use a camera with the Nintendo Switch 2, it does not have to be the specific Nintendo Switch 2 camera. Nice. Nintendo Switch 2 is compatible with other USB-C cameras. Okay, so if you happen to own a USB camera, you may be able to use it if you connect it to the Nintendo Switch 2 console. However, it really depends on the USB camera itself. If you're not sure, you can select test USB-C camera within the system settings, which can be accessed from the home menu. Then try connecting your USB-C camera. But of course, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera will be sure to work with the Nintendo Switch 2. Alright. I might have a camera laying around. But is it worth making you guys wait for me to go get it? And not wake up my son, who is asleep. My office is in his room since we don't have a lot of bedrooms in the home. One thing you'll have noticed about the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is it comes with a stand. It's a handy thing. You can use it to quickly position the camera for use in any mode, whether it's TV mode, tabletop mode, or handheld mode. It won't move or fall over easily and has been designed to help the camera capture a clear image no matter what. But that's not all. If you've ever used a camera that captures your face from far below, perhaps the resulting picture wasn't very flattering. No. But with the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, its tall stand means you won't have to worry as much about being too low. You can also position the camera however you want in order to achieve the optimal angle. Finally, there's one more benefit to the stand's height. There we go. It's tall enough that you can place the camera behind the Nintendo Switch 2 dock and still get a good view. Nice. That is a good benefit. Illuminating your face. Because we love your face. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera was designed with brightness in mind. We wanted to be able to capture people's faces brightly and clearly. First, the camera detects where your face is. Bam. Then it brightens the image to bring out your face. Nice. Even if the background becomes too bright in the process, the camera prioritizes making faces brighter and clearer. Because of this, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is not well suited to capturing plain landscapes. Boing. A clear image in the dark. Whistling in the dark. Whistling in the dark. Even in darker lighting, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is capable of taking pictures. Even if you're in a dimly lit room at night, its sensor can pick up small amounts of light, which allows the camera to capture a clear image. However, a problem can arise if the camera tries to brighten the image in a dark environment. Image noise can be introduced from power supplies or heat, making the image even brighter. This may result in a muddy look. Normally, it wouldn't be possible to tell whether the muddiness is due to image noise or a light spot. So how does the camera handle this? Here's an example. If there were no light spots in the previous image, then the image noise is probably to blame. The camera constantly checks the image feed like this. No, nice. It uses a number of different methods to try to eliminate as much as take another drink, as many sources of noise as possible. Oh man, ready for a quiz? Get your face right over here, boy. All right. Since you've read all that, have a quiz. Yay! Quiz insights. Oh my gosh, I can do a mouse control. Volume 1. Question numero uno. Where on the Nintendo Switch 2 console would you connect the Nintendo Switch 2 camera? I would connect it to the air vent the game card slot. You know what? That might not be a bad idea. The audio jack, well, the audio jack might be a bad idea. Or the USB Type-C connector. It's definitely that one, ladies and gentlemen. Question number 2. Which of the following types of camera are compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2 console? Film cameras, disposable cameras, USB-C cameras. Yes, endoscopes. That one. USB-C cameras. Question number 3. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera stand was designed to help with what kind of photos? Photos with watermarks. Absolutely. Stand-assisted selfies. Nice. Beautiful night panoramas. No. Photos that capture your face from a good angle. Oh, dear heavens. The stand, photos, stand-assisted selfies, beautiful night photos that can capture your face from a good angle. That's the one that sounds closest to what I read. What can the Nintendo Switch 2 camera produce bright, clear photos of? Scenery, fireworks, and starry skies. People's faces, the game screen. People's faces. Question number 5. When you're using the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, what's erased to prevent the picture from looking messy? Metadata. The user's memory. Well, Moses. I hope not. Jeez, calm down, Nintendo. Blur. Noise. It's noise. Man, the user's memory. This game got dark. Perfect score, amazing. I don't know if I want to be on this camera anymore. I might want to leave. Nintendo Switch Insights. Alright, we got... I'm still checking the comments. No comments yet? That's okay. We are still having fun. Alright, let's go down. To the bottom. We're going to look at this guy. This is the stand base. This here is the stand pole. Alrighty. Oh my gosh. This is not working how I think it would be. This is the cable clip. Very nice. Alright. You can learn more about the Nintendo Switch 2 camera here. You'll learn how easy it is to use the camera as a ring slider to info about past Nintendo cameras and more. You curious? Yes. Then let's do this. Boop, 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 boop. Let's go. A movable camera head. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera has a movable head. It can be tilted up and up. I'm just kidding. And down. More precisely, you can tilt it down about 10 degrees or up about 25 degrees from its initial position. With this range of motion, even if you place the camera somewhere high, up, or down, low, you should still be able to center it on what you want to capture. Also, to keep the head at the angle you adjust it to, we sandwich the silicone rubber between the inner parts. Nice. Capturing a wide angle. One benefit of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is that it can capture a fairly wide angle. To get a little technical, the field of view is 110 degrees. That's nearly twice what the Nintendo 3DS camera could capture. Thanks to this wide angle. The camera can capture your whole face when you play in handheld mode. In tabletop mode, it makes it easier to capture 2 people playing side by side. And in TV mode, the camera can even capture a player who's standing. It's also easier to fit multiple people sitting around a room within the field of view. If the angle seems a little wide, you can zoom in when using game chat to narrow the field of view. So that field of view is editable. Preventing distortion. As you may already know, yes, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera can capture a wide angle. However, if we didn't take any extra measures, the camera could run into a little problem. The image would begin to distort around the edges. To address this, we designed the lens so people near the edge of the frame are not distorted. While this means that the spot directly in front of the lens will come out slightly distorted, it reduces the chance of people looking distorted. Okay. The privacy shutter. The privacy shutter of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera can cover the camera if you use its slider. When the shutter is closed, the camera won't be able to capture anything. So if you're ever concerned about privacy, you can simply close the shutter. When the shutter is closed, the lens will be covered with a white lid, so you can tell at a glance that the camera can't see you. You can also check the LED to the left of the lens, because it will turn off. If the LED is on, the camera is on. If it's off, the camera is off. Can it be more simple than that? No. Actually, it can. But that's not all. To prevent the shutter from only closing halfway, we used a torsion spring. I don't know if I said that right. So that it's easier to open or close fully. It will feel like it's being pulled open or pushed closed. Oh, that's cool. One more thing. When you close the shutter, an image is sent to the Nintendo Switch 2 console to indicate that nothing is being captured. Nice. Nintendo and cameras. Trace back through Nintendo's history, and you'll find that Nintendo has made it possible for players to play games using cameras for some time. Holy crap, I didn't realize they did it on the Game Boy. The Game Boy camera lets you play with pictures you take of your face. Whoa. You can the Wii Remote's pointer lens at the TV screen. The Nintendo DSi system lets you calculate how similar two people's faces look. Yes. Nintendo 3DS and AR cards let you play with things that don't physically exist in the real world. So cool. The Wii U gamepad lets you see the faces of other players. Yeah, that was fun. You can build functional controllers out of cardboard using IR motion camera on the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con right. Yes, that was really cool. With Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, you can turn your home into a racetrack. And I still need to get one of those for my kids. It's not about just taking pictures, it's about having fun. Amen to that. You're through reading everything, well, let's do this. Okay. Since you've gone through all the insights here, it's time for a quiz. Let's go! Insights quiz. 5 questions. Nintendo Switch 2 camera, volume 2. Question number 1. In which direction can the head of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera move? Up, and down. It can't be moved. Up, down, touch the ground. Question number 2. Roughly how large is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera's diagonal field of view? 110 degrees. Question number 3. The lens of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera has been designed to make which part of it harder to distort? The edges. Question number 4. What must you do to cover up the lens of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera? Will it to close? You may close now. Pull the shutter toward you. Press a button. Turn the slider. Turn the slider. Whoop. Question number 5. Which of the following has been a way you can use a camera to play? By taking and editing pictures of your face. You know what? That'd be really nice. By aiming it at the freaking TV screen. Oh, I didn't say freaking, I added that. By using it to make a cardboard controller. Nice. All of the above are possible. By taking and editing pictures of your face. By aiming it at a TV screen. Using it as all the above. It just shows me pictures of all those other. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Perfect score. Nice. That was flawless. I guess you know the Nintendo Switch 2 camera like the back of your hand now. Boop. And I think that does it for the camera. Because I don't have a camera with me at the moment. I guess any USB camera will work. So I will have to continue the stream in a part 3. I think we did this one. We should have I don't know why it made us wait so long to do the Joy-Con left inner area. But we have the Joy-Con left, we have the grip, and Pro Controller. Oh my gosh, and the Joy-Con wheel. Oh my gosh! This game just keeps going! We got a little bit left. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, what you've watched. If you have, please consider subscribing. We're doing more. I'm streaming the rest of this. I'll probably finish this stream tomorrow because tomorrow's a holiday. And what better day to stream than on a day you don't have to go to work. So, yeah, stay tuned tomorrow. Hopefully sometime I'll be streaming again. And we'll finish this off. We'll finish it strong. And I might even just bring a camera just so you can see what these 2 mini games are like, because I want to play them all. I want to give them all a try. And I want to do it with you. That'll make it more fun for me. So, let's do that all tomorrow. And if you want to tune in for that, make sure you're subscribed and that you ring the notification bell so you know when we go live. And please give us a like on the video. It always helps us out, everyone. And until next time, guys, keep it nerdy.